When it comes to customizing Photoshop, something else that you can do is customize the keyboard shortcuts associated with the tools, the menus, and also the panel menus within the program. To customize the keyboard shortcuts associated with the tools, you have two options. You can come down here towards the bottom and you can select Edit Toolbar, and this is going to open up the Customize Toolbar dialog box that we looked at in the previous video. You'll notice that each tool has a key located to the right of it. If you find a tool that does not and you want to add one, click in that area and you'll get a blinking cursor allowing you to enter a key for a keyboard shortcut. Now in this case, you'll notice that all of these tools have the same keyboard shortcut, which means you'll cycle through the different tools as you press, in this case, the letter M on the keyboard. So you can easily add keyboard shortcuts to tools in this way, and you can also remove keyboard shortcuts in the same way by deleting it. I'm going to come over here and click Cancel and show you yet another way. The other way is to come up to the Edit menu, and from the Edit menu, you can choose Keyboard Shortcuts. And when you do, it's going to open up a dialog box, and here you have several options in terms of the keyboard shortcuts that you can manipulate. You'll notice that you have shortcuts for the application menus, for the panels, and the tools. If you select Tools, you'll notice you get the same functionality that we were just looking at in the previous dialog box. But you also have the additional capability of changing or adding keyboard shortcuts to panel menus and application menus. If I select application menus and expand any one of these menus, and you'll notice that these menus are the same menus available up here towards the top, if you expand one like Edit, you'll see all the commands that exist within the Edit menu. Now, if we look at these keyboard shortcuts, we have keyboard shortcuts that use modifier keys like the Command key on the Mac, Control on Windows, the Option key or Alt key on Windows, used in combination with the Command key, and also sometimes used in combination with the Shift key. So there's a lot of different combinations that you can add to create a keyboard shortcut. If we scroll down and we find a command that doesn't contain a keyboard shortcut, we can add one. So in this case, I can click in this empty area and add some type of keyboard combination. Now, to be honest with you, you're probably going to have to use a series of keys in order for you to be able to use a keyboard shortcut because many of the keyboard combinations are already assigned to other commands. So what happens if you try to use a keyboard shortcut combination that exists? Well, you'll get a warning, and it'll be up to you if you want to essentially swap that keyboard shortcut for the new command. So what I mean by that is, notice right now Paste in Place has Shift Command V. If I hold down the Shift key and the Command key and the V key, you'll notice it adds it and I get a warning, and it's telling me that it's already in use. And if I want to use it here, it will remove that keyboard shortcut from the Paste in Place command if accepted. So I do want to accept this, and to do that, you can click Accept. So you can go through and completely customize the application menus in this way. The other thing that you can do is come over to the panel menus. And the panel menus, too, have keyboard shortcuts associated with them in many cases. But if not, you can always add one. So if I wanted a keyboard shortcut for the hue saturation adjustment, I can do that easily. All I have to do is find the hue saturation command, click in the shortcut area, and use some type of keyboard key combination. So in this case, I'll go with Control, Option, Command, and then I'll type in H. And that keyboard shortcut is available, so I can easily add it. All I have to do is come over and click Accept. Now, if you want to remove a keyboard shortcut, click Delete Shortcut. And instead of clicking in this area, you can also click Add Shortcut, and I'll just place a blinking cursor for you. So once you go through and make these modifications, you may want to save the shortcut set. By coming up here towards the top, you'll notice that we have a menu of Photoshop defaults, and then the current one that I'm working with, which is a modified version of the defaults. If I want to save the changes I've made to this modified version, I can click this button. But if I want to create a new set, I can do that by clicking this button here, and then I'll have the ability to name it. And I'll just go ahead and call this Fundamentals. And then I'll come down here and click Save. And by saving this, at any point in time, if I want to use the set, it's available now within this menu. If you want to remove it from this menu, you can click the trash can. And in this case, I do want to trash it. I'm never going to use that set that I created. Finally, you also have the ability to make modifications to the menus themselves. You'll notice we have a tab here for menus. If you don't see that tab for some reason, or you already closed out of the dialog box, you can always come up to the Edit menu, and from there, you can choose Menus, which will return you to the same dialog box with the Menus tab active. And so here, if you expand any one of these menus, you'll see all the commands listed within the menus, and it's up to you to turn the visibility of that command on or off. So you can come over here and completely change it, and you can also assign a color to that command if that's something that you want to do. Now again, a lot of these features aren't something that you're going to be working with right away. As a new user in Photoshop, you're not going to really know what you want in the menu, and you're not going to really know what commands you use often enough to constitute assigning a keyboard shortcut to it. But know that it is possible, and it's really easy to set up by using this dialog box.